Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. August 25th, Wednesday, no, Tuesday. We're going to review 0-day options today on SPY, the small account challenge. Yeah, here we are. Here's the 30-minute chart. What a wedge today. This is Eric. He's SPY day trading on YouTube. You can find his Discord linked in the description. Gap up today. 5-day, 20-day converging. Yeah, basically just built liquidity all along moving averages. Crazy news candle here. Basically perfectly tested as blue. And then bounced out of that. And yeah, nice little perfect test of green here in today. Price action wasn't great overall, but there were some moves. It wasn't complete loss. Excuse me, I'm still sick. Yeah, still lingering. After the last probably 10 trading days, the drawdown's been pretty severe. So today I was trying to be very careful. And considering just looking at Eric's chart and then, I don't know, I kind of did a hybrid approach. This is what I had charted this morning. Purple, green, and then I was looking for the bearish controlled buying. Trying to find it in here. I had some stuff drawn, but I wasn't too confident in it. I put a gray for right here. Ended up making it less aggressive right there. Right here. And I think maybe did I change that? No, I didn't. My first trade was at 10:47, so I waited a while, given the tight range and choppiness and where we were, and the lack of structure. So this all happened, and this price action right here is where I got my bearish controlled buying from. Just from this resistance, then the support, and then it flipping to resistance. But yeah, like I said, the angle changed a couple times based on future price action. So if I was more confident in this purple, this would have been a great entry right here. This is a retest on this purple. Oh, this is after that crazy candle. So I wasn't here for this candle. Crazy candle. Retesting 30-minute bottom of the wedge. Yeah. The 1047 into a put. I think that's, yeah, right in here. So like I said, this changed a couple times. You also have to see this was, of course I have it down here on the wick, but really where all liquidity is up here. At least what's it looks like to me. Won't let me do it. Well, I'll just do it like this. So this is here. This broke through. I didn't have this gold yet. I just had the purple selling, which had stayed in up until here. So I'm in it 47. Yeah, right about here. So to me, it broke the gray. I was retesting it. I was looking for it to continue to travel down purple, and I was using this tighter purple to manage my risk. I thought about this one, but I'm like, I could just jump in right here because it looks like it's selling in that anyways. Looking for a move down to this. Retesting the bottom again. And yeah. So that was 77 cents to 70 cents. I stopped out on this candle right here. Came up and I'm back in a put. So at this point I did have this tapering gold, which I changed the angle on a couple times. I think I was looking at Eric's chart a little bit here, and ours weren't really jiving all that great. He didn't have this. I don't know. We'll look at his in a minute. He didn't have this red one, I don't think. And his were just a little different angle. But you do have kind of a cup that closed here. Price action was awful though. Very choppy and just sketchy. Low volume, tight range for the most part. These candles came in here like crazy. Big volatile candles, lots of wicking. I was in a put right here. This was kind of a dumb trade to actually call, I think. Yeah. At 11:30. This was actually looking at Eric's chart, I remember now. So 11:30. Yeah, I was buying up. Oh, he doesn't have it now. He had this green line down here, and I was like, oh, it's buying up in green. I'll jump on that. It had broken his magenta to the upside. looking for a move up to this resistance. It's moved now, I guess. I'm not sure. But yeah. So it wasn't a great entry. I kind of knew it. Couldn't have done it. 30 got out literally on this candle right here out of my calls. Once this broke below my green. And then it just ripped, which was fine. It didn't have any continuation. It was just sketchy candles. 44 cents to 36. Not a good start so far. Next trade was at 11.50. This was a call. And this, I didn't really even like this entry or anything. But it was selling purple. It broke purple. Retested it here. I charted the gold for the tapering. When did I chart this red? I don't know when I charted this red, but support, resistance, support. You can see it definitely showing up here. So we're in the middle of a wedge on a 30-minute, kind of a nasty one. And so trying to trade a smaller size and just be more careful of that. But anyways, it did these crazy candles up here on VWAP. It comes down. I think I had red here already. I'm not sure. But I was looking for an entry because this also had kind of a cup. Looked like a cup to me. And the fact that we were tapering and still hadn't tested the upper range. And we'd already tested the bottom. So, and actually on Eric's 30-minute, he had this green charted, the buying green. I think that was still there. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not too happy about this trade, even though it was my best trade. Just because I wasn't super confident with it. It felt a little dirty. But yeah, basically I was waiting for an entry. And so I charted the green selling. And I got in 11.50. Yeah, right here on this candle. Broke the green, engulfed this red. I don't know if I was retesting this red yet or not. I don't know if I had that there yet. My risk on this is kind of this red. This red's pretty... Yeah, I think I did have red, actually. Let me see. Maybe I was looking at Eric's chart also. No, he didn't have anything for that. So he didn't have anything for this area. But yeah, I got in here at 11.50. And the thing just was beautiful. Just bought up nicely. And it was probably a little bit of luck. Like I said, I wasn't super confident with it. Just had one contract. This very well could have chopped me out, being both moving averages right here also. I didn't have a great risk management either. Like I said, the red and then potentially down here, but I probably would have cut it before then. But it didn't push me to. So it stayed green, nice and green. I was trying to hold out as long as I could. Of course, up here is ideal. I think I had gold, maybe. Yeah, I still had gold. Came up, hit VWAP. Still no candles are red, and none are closing lower than the last one. So it's kind of the first couple things to look for me. And we're still buying up in this green. So this was 57 cents. Closed it right here on this candle. So engulfing red. Yeah, closed below. It was also kind of close to my gold resistance. If you put this maybe up on the wicks, that was the resistance. Didn't break the green yet, but I was happy with the trade. On the 30-minute, yeah, I wasn't really anywhere. But yeah, that was 57 cents 96. So yeah, it's just a nice little price action that happened to work out there. And then it broke my gold on here, but yeah, now I remember. On Eric's, it hadn't. Let's see. Right here. Yeah, Eric's was below it. So that was another reason why I was like, all right, I'll get out, even though I think it broke mine. Yeah, I didn't have this red yet. Next trade was 55 cents at 12.03. So this was looking back at his chart. I closed out here. It broke his gray, which I thought was the final one. And so I jumped in. I don't know if I was waiting for it to break this magenta also. Let's see, 12.03. I might have been, because I got in on this candle. Yeah, I was, I think. I got in up here and it just flushed. So quick little stop out. 12 to 12.03, or no, 12.03 to 12.05, 55 to 49. Closed out on this candle. Yeah. It broke back into his gray, and for me, it broke my green. Yeah, so I was out. And then I think that's when let's see. At some point I tried this gold, this one, which ended up working out nicely for me. And I didn't see Eric. Eric didn't really have that. He had this red one, which I didn't like this as much. So mine was like more like this. His was here. I don't know why it's not on the wick there. And it's breaking it here, but not doing anything. I don't know. Mine was... I liked this better. And I had this much earlier. Like I said, I had it from this, I think here and here, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, my charting was a little insecure in my charting today. Which I think my trading reflected that. Trading less, trading lighter. It was just wrecking me last week because I was confident in it, and it just was... It was wrong, or I just didn't have the stamina to hold down for the stop that it demanded. I don't know if because I was sick was part of it. I don't know, but yeah. So let's see. Next one was at 344. Hold on. So I had just a bit of buying power left. And buying power's been dwindled because of this drawdown, and so I flipped over to Webull just in case there was a trade. I did a trade today. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Yeah. At 15, 20, 21, and 23, I was filled on puts. Yeah, this right here. So it came up. I looked at it here. I was really looking at it, and I was like, huh. And then here I missed. I wasn't sitting down. I don't know if I would have gotten calls here or not. I don't know if I had enough confidence in this gray at that point to just get calls on that being the support, given the lack of price action structure and everything. But calls here would have been sick. I was here for this, and I was like, I wasn't super confident in my red here either, especially since it wasn't really consistent with Eric's at all. Or Eric didn't have anything charted then, so yeah, I watched it. I considered him here, like on that break, but I didn't. I let it go. I came up here, and it came down bottom of the wedge, and here I started looking at Eric's chart again, and on his chart it fully broke his magenta. It wasn't even on the wick down here. I'm not sure why. So 15, 20, yeah, I'm in it here on the retest. 20, 21, and 23, I'm buying puts. I also had my purple to manage, so I'm like, it broke mine, it wicked, but I'm like, I could at least give it this purple. Looks like it's been selling in, so that's why I kind of kept buying and then using purple. And if it breaks my purple, it's also probably going to break his magenta here, and sure enough, it did. So that was 33 and a half, 40 cents. Sold it for 28. It was kind of nasty, actually. Not awful. That's what happens with size this late in day too. Those were 765 puts, so those were actually like right at the money. I wasn't expecting a big move down. 764 was like just a little further than I wanted. So this one, yeah, that one's tough. I probably shouldn't have that size. I guess it just gave me so much opportunity, and so I don't know. I don't know if it was good or not to follow along. Sometimes with Eric, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but I mean, this looks much better for me. And then this red on mine I liked better compared to his gray. I don't know. But sometimes it's the other way around, and I can't see it. And anyways, next one. So then I was off Webull for the last 20 minutes. Or yeah, last 20 minutes, you can't trade on Webull. So 344 right here. So I really wanted calls. I thought it was going to break. I'm like, wait. It's not breaking. So pretty early on this candle, I got puts. It's a small range just for this wedge. I trusted this gray pretty well. I trusted the red pretty well at that point. I thought it's coming in the 10-minute move. We might at least get a test down here. We might get a break. So I got it just for the resistance right here. And so yeah, that was at 44. This wouldn't work if I picked a 765 strike, and I didn't pick that because I was too low, because I was planning on closing it right here. So I had 766 put. So in the money. So I didn't climb up a whole lot, but still a green trade, 62 to 72. So not bad. 344, I opened it right here and closed it right there. Because it broke my green selling. And it barely, yeah, it broke my green selling. And it looked like it was going to close higher low, which it didn't. But it was at VWAP. It's at 5-day. I'm like, it's just, I don't need to squeeze anything else out of this. So I was happy about that, especially once it did this. So did this, coming into here, 10-minute candles right here. So it's like in the wedge. I'm like, all right, this is probably done. I set alerts for this and this. I'm like, I see this candle. I'm like, wait a minute, we're gonna get a 5-minute candle. But this was 4 or 5 minutes. That's a 52. This one kind of gaps and is like sitting right here, and I pull a trigger and I get a call. This was 766 call, so I didn't get it in the money this time. Because I thought 766 was close enough. This gray was my profit target, just based on charting here and here. So it was this one, and then this one, and then of course like high of day and stuff. I was also looking at the 30-minute, thinking this green could be a profit target. Like it might not break out of that. And yeah, got this for 17 cents, right? Like right about here. Nice big candle. Held, try to hold, try to hold. Another big candle, hitting my profit target. But still no red candles, and it's still not even a 5-minute candle. So I'm thinking 5-minute candle might just rip, or it could dump. I closed this right on this candle. I got a good fill though. It was up here, it hadn't flushed yet. So just in case that 5-minute candle rallied, it didn't dump right away like this. It came up here and I closed it at 355.09. So it was real early on this candle. For 38 cents. So that was my last trade. I walked away. I didn't want to see if it rallied. I was like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. So there's the E-Trade trades. So let's count. It's green. It wasn't a good day for me to scale up, and I didn't. So I'm happy about that. I need to get better at recognizing those days. As you can see, the last like 7 trading days, it wasn't just like bad scale up. It just was like kind of unfortunate events mixed with maybe some sickness clouding my judgment and my stamina. Because yeah, some of the trades like that I had scale with, if I held it for just seconds more, it did exactly what I thought, and it would have been a sick trade. Yeah, and then some of it, I probably should go back to not looking at Eric's chart unless I'm just totally lost. Which is probably the way to do it if I am just not seeing it. Or if I've stopped out like once or twice and I can't see what's happening, then look over. But other than that, maybe just stick with my own. At least on the 1 minute. It's 30 minutes usually helpful. Sometimes it throws me off, but it's been a help, I think, for the most part. Yeah, I can even see this little cup and handle. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, then Webull just had that one trade I mentioned. So that's a pretty red trade, but a little better on E-Trade. Thanks for watching, guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. See you tomorrow. Peace out.